Next topic we are going to see is ER diagram. So already we had seen what the rectangle represent in ER model, what is the rectangular box represent, and then what is the rhombus symbol represent. That is what the symbols and notifications all we have studied. So here ER diagram means this is how, this is the ER diagram, and from this diagram what we can understand, within that rectangular box is represented as an entity. So these are all the entity. If it is an admin is an entity, na admin is a table. Consider admin is a table. What are the fields here? ID, name, and within that name first name and last name. So we can easily understand how the admin relates here with another table. Admin adds the subject, admin adds the teacher. So here we can easily understand. So what is the purpose of ER diagram? This is said to be as an ER diagram. And what is the purpose of ER diagram? So we can represent the data visually. We can visualize data. We can easily present the data, and we can easily understand what are the relation between the each other entity in the database. So we can easily understand the relationship between the entities and also understand the databases, and what also we can understand the relationship between the entities. So here, what is the purpose of ER diagram? It is used to represent the data visually, and it is used to represent the entities, attributes, and relationship between the entities. So how we can represent entity, attributes, and relationship are defined by symbols and shapes. So already we had studied a strong entity must be represented as rectangular box, and then weak entity is represented within double rectangular box, and the relationship are represented within rhombus symbol, and double rhombus symbol represent the weak relationship between the entities, and the ellipse is represented ellipse is represented by represented as attitude, and here the ellipse symbol is connected to the entity. And then key attribute, that is if it is a primary key or it is an composite attribute or simple attribute, it is must be represented within the underline with the underline of the values. And then here derived attributes for the entity, that is from one entity we are creating another sub. For example, from the name entity we are creating the first name last name entities. Here first name last name entities are said to be as a derived attribute for the entity, and those derived attributes are represented by dotted ellipse symbol. And here multi-valued attributes an entity suppose the degree of a student is a multi-value attributes. We can store BSc or MCA or MCom or what else. So here a field which may contain many values, now it is said to be as a multi-valued entity. So and it is represented within double ellipse symbol. So you can easily understand from this table. So how many entities are here? Parent, student, admin, class, subject, teacher. These are all the entities. And what are the attributes of the parent? What are the attributes of the parent entity here? ID, name. Name consists of derived entity, first name and last name, and here student also having some attributes. So how they are relating? A parent can have many children. Here consider as a student. So parent have student one to many relationships. So they are represented here 1 and here n. And here student enroll in administration. In administration only we have to register or file or giving admission to the school. So here student enrolls, that is got admission from the administration. So that is the relationship between here. And here teacher how related with the student? Teacher take classes for the subject and take classes for the administration hires the teacher. So this is what we can easily understood from the relationship of the data from the ER diagram. So that is what they have given below. In this, they had given parent is an entity having so many attributes, and student is an entity, teacher is an entity which are having number of attributes, and what are the relationship exist between the entities. Parent have student, administrator hires teachers, and admin adds the subject, and teacher teaches the subject. These are all the relationship exist between two entities. That is what they had given here. Next topic we are going to see is introduction to MySQL. Here, introduction to MySQL. So what is SQL? MySQL is a DBMS, that is database management system. It is an open source software which can be easily downloaded from the network at the free of cost. And who created the MySQL? Monty Widnes. Monty Widnes created or founded the MySQL database software management software. And what is the purpose of MySQL? Which is used to managing the relational database. And then we are going to see, before studying into MySQL, we are going to learn about database and SQL. What is the database? It's a collection of data and they are organized as tables. And then what is here? SQL. SQL is an expansionist structured query language. And here language is a set of commands which are used to access the database. So what is SQL? It is a language which is used to access the database. And current version of SQL is 2003. And the next topic is overview of web database. So here database, as we had studied, database are the collection of tables, queries and views. Simply saying means database is a collection of data which is used to create or manage the applications. ஒரு ஆப்பை நீ மேனேஜ் பண்றதுக்கு அந்த ஆப் பத்தின டீடைல்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் எங்க இருந்து எடுத்துட்டு வருவாங்க? டேட்டாபேஸ்ல இருந்து எடுத்துட்டு வருவாங்க. இப்போ சப்போஸ் நம்ம ஸ்கூலுக்கே ஒரு வெப்சைட் கிரியேட் பண்றோம். நம்ம ஸ்கூல்ல எத்தனை ஸ்டூடெண்ட் படிக்கிறாங்க, எத்தனை டீச்சர் படிக்கிறாங்கன்னா all the details are stored in the database and those databases are connected with the websites. அப்பதான் அந்த வெப்சைட்ல போய் நம்ம என்ன பண்ண முடியும்? ஈஸியா அந்த ஸ்டூடெண்ட் பத்தின டீடைலையோ டீச்சர் பத்தின இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்ஸையோ நம்ம என்ன பண்ண முடியும்? கெட் பண்ண முடியும். So if there are any apps or websites or whatever it may be, all the data are at the back end stored in database. பின்னால அந்த டேட்டாஸ்லாம் எங்க சேவ் ஆயிருக்கும்? ஒரு டேட்டா பேஸ்ல தான் சேவ் ஆயிருக்கும். அப்ப டேட்டா பேஸோட பர்பஸ் என்ன? இந்த மாதிரி வெப் அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸையோ இல்ல நார்மலா இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸையோ மேனேஜ் பண்றதுக்கு, அதுல வர ப்ராப்ளம்ஸை ஹேண்டில் பண்றதுக்கு தான் நம்ம என்ன யூஸ் பண்றோம்? இந்த டேட்டாபேஸை யூஸ் பண்றோம். And then these databases are divided into two types, that are heavy databases and light databases. Heavy databases which is support the desktop applications. It support only the desktop applications and it does not able to manage all the network issues. But nowadays what they are doing, due to the rapid growth of web domains and websites or applications, what they are doing, they are converting the desktop applications into website applications or web applications. So it is unable to meet out the problems that occur in network. So this is the drawback of heavy databases which are able to manage only the desktop applications. And the next topic you are seeing is light databases. So what is light databases? It supports the web application. So it can easily handle all the problems occur during the networks. So here the light databases can able to manage or support the web applications, and the databases that support the web applications are called as web databases. Next topic we are going to see is MySQL.